What is happening, people? Coach Nathan here from Precision Markets, and today I'm bringing you a quick trade recap on a trade I took this morning on EURUSD. So far we are running at 52 OR. However, I have partialed out 75% at 30 OR, which was just above the 15-minute swing high. So technically we're not running a full volume on this 52 OR at the moment. The goal is to take out the 4-hour swing high, which is all the way up here at some stage. But for now, let's just get into this trade recap, right? So I'll start from the daily. So on the daily, we have tapped into this demand zone right here, right? And on the 4-hour, we started to put in some higher highs and higher lows. So we've totally changed swing structure on the 4-hour. So we put in this low, we had this high, we had this new low, and then we broke this high. So that was meaning it was unconfirmed bullish. We then put in a second high, and we are now confirmed. So following trend, we know whenever we have an expansion, we are due a retracement. And we tend to look at the EQ levels as a minimum for price to come down before going off again. In this case, price did come down to the extreme, tapped into this discounted 4-hour zone before taking off again. We had this 4-hour supply zone here also, which was tapped numerous times before breaking. It was considered weak after it failed to take this low out. As you can see, we tapped in numerous times and managed to break through it. Now this 4-hour demand zone right here was the zone that broke through the 4-hour and also put in a new high. So this demand zone is considered strong. Not only that, we have inducement here as well. So after putting in this new high, so we were between these two swing legs, I was waiting for price to come down to at least equilibrium, and price did that. So on its retracement down, I looked into the 4-hour demand zone and I looked for a 15-minute zone. That was already here. Now, in this case, we're following the 4-hour trend, right? Because we're intraday day traders. So I looked for a 15-minute zone, which I had this over here. I then refined this zone. I believe it was to a 10-minute zone because I was looking for a sell to buy to be engulfed, as you can see over here. So this was my zone of interest. It was an extreme, and if we are going to follow trend, my plan was that we tap into this zone and continue towards the upside. So with this, I waited for price to come into the zone. I'll just go back to the 15-minute. Price tapped in. I was straight down at the 1 minute and I was watching what price was doing. So at this stage, this trade was actually taken in on the seconds. We had this nice V-shaped recovery. We also have this final supply zone here, which was broken. It was flipped by this wick here. Unfortunately, price didn't come back down to tap in to continue. Now, because we are somewhat heavily bearish into this zone, I was looking to see if we could take out this demand and look for a confirmation on the seconds to continue towards the upside. So within this trade, I was looking at this wick here as my next supply. Now this wick was taken out with this candle here. So my eye was on this doji and on this candle itself. So within the 5 seconds, I found a confirmation entry, which I took to go towards the upside. So on the 1 minute, if you were trading this, there was obviously this flip zone here, which price didn't tap into, unfortunately. There was also this last supply zone, which was taken out by this candle. We have these sell to buy wicks here, which are quite interesting. I don't think price actually tapped it. If we take a look, didn't manage to actually tap it. This candle did help take this out, so I would be looking at least here for an entry. And also we have this supply zone up here, right? And this is quite a momentous push towards the downside, so definitely this supply zone is something to look at too. And in the end, it gets broken over here by this candle here. So we have a new flip zone. Price taps in, continues, and pushes on. So with my entry, it was on the 5 seconds confirmation here. It gave me everything I needed, and the first target was the 15-minute high, which we will go over here, which is right here. So I partialed out 75% at 30 or right when we took this high, and I have 25% still here to hopefully take out the 4-hour high all the way up there. Fingers crossed it does continue in the upwards direction before another 4-hour retracement again. So yeah, so that's a quick trade recap from this morning, and we have a bunch of liquidity here as well. We have all this trend line sort of liquidity here to take. So in my eyes, it's looking quite good if price wants to continue upwards. And yeah, so that is the trade recap. Nothing special. It's the same rinse and repeat stuff over and over again. It's a matter of just learning the concepts and simplifying them to a point where you can just constantly rinse and repeat your edge over and over again in the market. And yeah, so that's that trade recap. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a question in the comments, and I will see everybody in Discord. All right, guys.